Bill and Ben are tank engine twins. They work at the China Clay Quarry near Brendam Docks. They bring their China clay down to Brendam, where their loads are taken on by Edward or by Boko. Their work is very important, but sometimes the demand for clay is very low indeed. One afternoon, the Fat Controller came to see Bill and Ben.
Bill and Ben, boomed the Fat Controller, my railway is very busy, and my harbour at the big station needs a pair of shunters. Your managers agreed for you two to come and work at the big station. Do you two think you can manage?
Bill and Ben were most delighted. "Oh, yes, sir," they chimed. And so it was. Bill and Ben collected 2 brake vans and headed off to the big station at the end of the line.
"Do you think we'll fit in?"
Bill asked. "None of the bigger engines know who we are. We'll do just fine," snickered Ben. Bill understood just what Ben meant, and the mischievous twins schemed all the way to Sudbury Junction, where 2 high-speed engines whizzed by, honking as they went. Some passengers enjoy the casual chuff-chuff of the steam engines of yesteryear, while others enjoy the fastest trains that they can get. These 2 engines were Pip and Emma. They took passengers from the heart of the mainland straight into the big stations at record speeds. "Smoke and steam!" cried Ben. "Who were they?" It wasn't long until they found out. They arrived at the big station as Pip and Emma were preparing for their return journey.
"More tank engines?"
mumbled Emma.
"Sheesh!"
scolded Ben.
"They're coming, and you don't want them to hear you, do you?"
Emma rolled her eyes as Bill and Ben came alongside.
"Hello, who are you?"
Pip asked kindly.
"Doesn't matter who they are," scoffed Emma. "All tank engines are the same, slow and out of date, and grimy. We are revolutionary, high speed and bang up to date. We never break down. You know that, Philippa." "It's Pip," she huffed.
And before Pip could apologize for her sister's behavior, it was time for them to go. With a honk-honk and a tug from Emma, Pip reluctantly helped to start the train as they were soon out of sight. "The nerve of those high-speed boxes on wheels!" scoffed Ben.
"Stuff and nonsense they are! Newfangled nothing!"
agreed Bill. They sulked all day, shunting goods trains and preparing coaches. Trucks flew across the yard one way, and coaches bumped the other. By tea time, the station master was most annoyed. "I've heard nothing but complaints about you two today," he scolded. "If you two don't shape up, I'll have the Fat Controller send you back to the China Clay Quarry." Bill and Ben wished they were back at the quarry now. Bill spoke to Gordon as he prepared the Blue Engine's coach later that day. "Stupid things they are. All diesels are. I still don't understand why the Fat Controller brought them on," Gordon groaned. "Because we've had more passenger demand than ever," called Duck. "And you can't handle taking the long trains anymore." Bill chuckled.
"You could barely keep it together when you were diverted down to our part of the island, Gordon."
"I'm perfectly capable. And regardless," huffed Gordon, "these two are nothing but trouble, and the Fat Controller should send them back to the mainland." Bill traveled back to the sheds at the harbor that night, feeling very conflicted. One morning, later that week, clouds were overhead. A light mist was rolling in as the twins were given a rude awakening by a loud toot-toot of the high-speed engines arriving at the platform. The twins scurried to collect their coaches.
"Morning, you!"
But before Bill could continue, Emma interjected.
Oh, look, she scoffed. It's Teambot 1 and Teambot 2. Come on, Philippa, as she rolled away to be refueled. I am sorry about my sister, Pip told them. She hasn't had the best experience with the preserved engines on the mainland. They're quite high-strung, and it seems to have rubbed off on her. Regardless, I have a plan to knock some sense into her. And Pip told the little engines her plan. By the time it was time for Pip and Emma to leave, rain had started to pour down. Bill and Ben had already headed home to Edward's branch line. Loud honk of their horn jump-started the train as they pulled quickly out of the station. Nice of the twins to help us out, no? Maybe if they were a bit more elegant, or better yet, a diesel like us. Those two are as dirty and sooty as can be. Barely fit to touch our coaches, retorted Emma. Now keep up, will you? We've got time to keep. Pip sighed as the train carried on. They approached Edward's station when... Huh? Why are we stopping, Philippa? I think my coaching system has failed, sighed Pip. It hadn't really, but this was all part of Pip's plan. I can't pull the train without you, though. The only engines here are, Bill and Ben, noted the station master. An ugly glance was thrown at the two cheeky twins in the yard. A loud beep beep and a whoosh from the twins could be heard as they slowly approached Emma. I thought diesels were revolutionary and never broke down, teased Ben. Maybe they aren't diesels at all, laughed Bill. Pip knew this was in jest, but all Emma could do was sulk as the two cheeky engines backed down. Gordon can take the train across to the mainland if you can get it to the workstation, informed Emma's driver. Do you think you three can manage the train until then? Oh, yes, sir, beamed the twins. Definitely not, sighed Emma. Edward, who was in the yard preparing his coaches, cheered the twins on. You two will do splendidly, he called. This gave Bill and Ben a newfound determination. Reluctantly, Emma helped Bill and Ben to start the train. The rails were wet and slippery, and it was hard work getting the train up and over Gordon's Hill. Pip secretly nudged from behind the train along, but Emma didn't notice. She was far too cross. By the time the cavalcade arrived at the workstation, Emma was most upset. As Gordon was coupled onto the train, he gave a triumphant poop poop. He was very happy to have a nice long run to prove he wasn't so out of date. As Gordon departed, Bill and Ben helped shunt Pip to the work shed. She winked at the two, knowing that their plan had worked. I'm very sorry for how I treated you two, called a voice, Emma, who was behind them. Philippa was right for how she treated you, but I thought you two were out of date like tin kettles. Now I know you two are far stronger than you look. Indeed they are, chuckled Pip. Whenever the twins see Pip and Emma, or when Pip and Emma see the twins, they always give a loud peep peep and a loud honk honk as they pass one another. Emma holds the twins in high regard, and she knows that even if they are slow or grimy, they're still really useful engines indeed.